way.
Yay!
Here we are once again with another tale from deep.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, my friends. We are back once again with trusty old Henny.
Yeah.
Henny as our sidekick.
Anything's possible, guys. Anything is possible.
Anything, yes.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yes.
We dreamed one day we could do a podcast.
We did, yeah. We were just talking about it one day. Like, bro, we should record this. And then we did it. I mean, we've been doing it since.
Yep, ever since.
Yeah, man. And so, yeah, I think the thing is, whenever you set out to start something, right, that is seemingly outlandish and almost, you don't really have a template for, it's discouraging. Starting out, you're like, oh, yeah, maybe I can't do that,
Yeah.
But perseverance, this is why it's in the Bible like this. It says perseverance creates good character creates hope creates divine appointments. So with that being said, I would say, like, as long as you persevere through your trials, tribulations, whatever it is that you're going through, and any journey, you'll get to that point to where you'll have the character and the hope to be able to engage in those appointments that'll all further your journey. Those like milestones where you say you're a freaking rapper, right? You meet your idol, or whatever you want to call it, your favorite artist, the one you grew up listening to. You meet him, or you make a song with him or something, you know what I'm saying? And like, you do stuff that you never thought you could really do, but if you never took the steps and continue to take those steps, you wouldn't have got there, So it comes from perseverance. You just got to stick with it, and the whole thing, and never giving up. And you got to go through the challenges, because that's where your character is made. You develop. That's development. You have to have that for your own personal development. If you just have everything handed to you, you don't have no character, bro. Like, you just.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, nice things. Like, all right. So on Legend of Korra, right? They have this fucking in the next. Because the chapters on I keep calling them, they call it Zelda for some reason. On the Avatar, they call the chapters books.
Okay. Like
the seasons instead of calling them seasons, they're books. And inside the books, each episode is like a chapter in that book. You know?
Yeah.
I always liked that. But in like the second book, they go into this like anarchy type state where spirits and humans walk amongst each other again. But I kind of went off on a tangent, but they have this dude, right? Prince Wu. His name's Prince Wu, and he was raised as royalty, so he's just destined for the throne, and he has everything handed to him, but, I mean, he has some kind of character a little bit, but he has no, like, he didn't really know how to stand up for himself. He didn't really know how to, like, be a leader, he's just good at just freaking being a face, and saying, hey, I'm your leader, just saying that, but like the actual characteristics he didn't necessarily always carry with him, until moments came upon him to where he had to be like, oh shit, this is a challenge I'm facing, and his character was able to shine through, in certain areas, and he was able to pull things together, and but it's moments like that really bring it out of you. It's the challenges. That's really what's gonna harden you up, definitely make you somebody.
The adversity.
I heard it like this. It said, adversity introduces a man to himself, and hardship builds character.
Definitely. I definitely, like I don't, I'm no sadist. I don't like suffering.
No, yeah,
I don't enjoy
definitely.
pain.
Yeah, no.
But they're valuable lessons. They teach you, kind of your perimeter. Like what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. Like I think, obviously it's not always great. You know what I mean? It's not always good. That when you're in these situations, that cause this, but it's like sometimes you do realize, like a baby, for example, right? Putting your hand on a hot stove, you soon realize, it's bad. It hurts.
I remember when I did that.
Yeah, it's like. It's, hopefully you learn, not everybody does, but I mean, things like that provide, some sort of understanding, that like, oh, if I do that, it's going to cause, pain, it's going to hurt my hand, simply, but I mean, like in a greater sense, it's like you're talking about, stepping back, giving it some thought. I said it before, like there's a lot of times where, I would just spend like weeks, trying to just, figure an idea or decide if I wanted to do something. But, like you don't have that luxury, you got to kind of, with all your experience and stuff, that's kind of what it's about too. You've been through it before. So with that previous knowledge, it helps you make this decision again, when, it shouldn't be as hard based off, previous knowledge. You failed last time doing it this way, so why not do it that way then?
Even if it's just stocking apples, bro. Like this way I stocked apples yesterday. It didn't work, so I'm going to do it this way, like...
Yeah.
I try to look at it in all the small little situations that it is, and that helps develop, too, that sense of things, sense of seeing it like that, and always progressing, in a sense, and it just becomes natural. That's how I've been able to accustom myself to it, when just day-to-day activities, how can you apply this real life knowledge to your everyday life, and that's where I've learned. I've been able to develop certain things, like being able to even just see that, oh, I could work on it this way, or maybe I could do it this way, and just accustoming to the gymnastics of my thoughts and how different I could do and approach things,
Mm-hmm.
You just get used to it, and then next thing you know, you're just always coming up with new ways. You're just always seeing different ways, different patterns and stuff like that. So,
yeah, I think like for me, like what really got me going is like the mindset of speed. You know what I mean? Like it really did start with like tripping. Like that experience when your mind is just in overdrive. But other than that, like in reality, like in everyday things, right? When you're stocking apples, when you're, stocking freight, like there's so minute things, or even just like when you get in that flow state, you know what I mean? You're just doing it, and it's like you're moving so much faster than you think you should be able to do in a minute, or even just, in the few nanoseconds you're doing it in, the seconds you're doing it. It's like when you're really just moving, you can do so much more.
Yeah.
Or like when you're like, I guess, yeah, just that flow state when you're honed in, when you're like know what you're doing and you're doing it, and just it's moving so much quicker, and what you can do in so little time is so mind blowing.
I know, that's what I loved about Jimmy John's. They were really well constructed, so like everything had a certain amount of motions. Like it should take two strides, all right, to freaking get mayo across the bread, across the sandwich. Yeah,
so like,
yeah, 2 strides, choo. You grab the mayo, boom, boom, boom. Literally, that's all it should take. They had everything down to the motion. And I love that. That's why they had it's a standard 30-second sandwiches, bro. If you're freaky fast. You're on the front line. You're required to make 30-second sandwiches or less. Underneath 30 seconds.
That's wild.
So yeah, because I was a sandwich rapper, I was like one of the best. I was fucking 4 motions, bro. Foo, 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 foo. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, boom, flip, spin. 4 motions, bro, and then you would have a little sticker at the end of it, and it would already be wrapped, bro, stuck, and boom, send it off. Boom. People used to freaking get a kick, bro. They would come to the store, and they would see me just freaking. The sandwiches were like flying, like. And then I love tripping there, bro, because it was like it was so easy to be in the flow state. You didn't always have to stop and address people, like it was just constant. Boom, 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 fast, go. I liked that, like, whereas at King Supers now, it's hard to be in the flow state because you'll get in the flow state, right? You'll be on your little zone, then you got a customer like, hey, excuse me, like, I need to grab an avocado right over here. Well, you could have grabbed it on this side, but it was whatever, like, you have all these different like interactions and distractions coming at you, that you just didn't have in that other setting, so it's easier to engage in. But like now, it's like I get it, I get it going, but it's just. It's a lot more to accommodate for, if you want to really be in that state.
See, that's why I do love about nights. Because, there's a lot less of that, obviously. We don't have customers in there. But for us, it's a box a minute, Yo. So, I mean, yeah, dude. Like, when you're going, it's like you're saying, the box a minute ain't shit, dude. You're just, like, tearing through
how many boxes can I do in a minute?
it's...
Yeah, I love doing like I love doing big projects where I have like a whole layout for a good amount of time, like a huge like a big palette of things, banana palette or something.
Yeah,
where it's like and especially like if it's like doing the same thing. That's why like bananas are like my favorite because it's all the same activity. It's a lot to do. It's like fucking 40 cases of bananas or whatever, but it's all the same motions. So you're just, boom, you're like a machine, you know what I'm saying? Just moving the same way. You lock yourself into that state and you just don't move from it. You know what I'm saying? It's like working out or something. You just lock into the motion and just go. And just go. And it's just, I love doing the bananas, but it's my favorite thing to do. I have like a whole freaking method. I'm like, I got little tricks and everything. I be flipping the freaking shit, bro. Yeah, I be freaking. I take the caps off the banana boxes. I flip the freaking caps and I make them look all cool and shit.
You get audience love.
Nobody says anything. Well, my managers told me something once. She's like, I love watching you do bananas. Like, you got to see him do bananas. Just watching him do it is entertaining. Like, but I swear, I think some people will come to me just because of that. And I'm like, dang, you're like in my way. You're kind of throwing off my mojo because with you right there, now I have to like slow up. I can't even stack the bananas that are over there in that corner because you're right there and I got to sit here. And I'm like, but it's like whatever. But I think they do come because they're like, hey, this guy's really just how I have the motion, how I'm moving. Because nobody else be moving like that. Like I get into that zone and I'm like, gotta get this shit done.
Right. And it makes the time go by, like it truly is better than just standing there on your phone, waiting for your next order, like
or ruining the day that you're fucking working, like you're
trapped in thought.
Oh, this is annoying. Fuck these apples, like bro. I try to make fun out of it, like I make it a game and shit. Like I have this whole thing for dropping shit, right? So if you drop something, it's like a celebration. Instead of like getting mad and miserable about it, you celebrate it and make it a game. Like, oh, that's 20 points. The more severe or the more drastic the damage, or like the more big you would make out of the situation, the more points you would get. So it kind of gives it like a fun aspect to it. Yeah. It's kind of like the idea where they say we should put confetti in tires, so every time that the tire blows out, it's still a good day. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just confetti blows up. So like, it's kind of like that same idea. Like just like celebrating even the bullshit. Like
the bad.
Yeah, it's making the best out of everything, and it helps, bro. Because that one thing that you're mad about could tear up your whole fucking day, especially if you let it. And I've been on this path of like really, I'm trying not to let things bring me down. You know, you realize, especially when you start walking and trying to heal yourself in certain areas, you start to realize how you've been getting, how things just affect you, like just everything, just the littlest of things. You're like, man, I didn't realize that. Just the way certain people talk, you know, their tones or something, or just how people are, you're like, man, you don't realize a lot of this stuff, and you're just like reactive a lot of the time and not really acting. You know, you're just reacting from a lot of different situations that you've lived from the past and you've played out in your head 1,000 times. And this kind of relates to that in a certain way. So this is how you always are used to responding to that. You know, so I've been working on changing my responses for a little while, and it's shown me a lot of it's always showing me something, you know, just a lot of different activity. But I didn't realize that, how reactive I was all the time, you know, and how mad I was about just stuff that doesn't really matter, you know. So then that's when I started making games out of it. Because, you know, humor is, like they say, the final stage in healing. Once you can laugh about a situation, you're finally done with that situation. Once you can see the good in it and you can laugh about it and you can smile it out, that's the final stage, you know. And then it brings an ease, you know, and it's a different, like when it naturally happens, it's different. But I was on this journey too, where I was like trying to quantum leap my experiences, and I was doing it a good job too for a while. I ain't gonna lie, like because I just reading books and shit, you know. So I play with information in my head, you know, and that's how I kind of quantum leap my experiences. So like, but I tried to do that with my healing processes, and it works somewhat, but it also, you can't skip the process. You know what I'm saying? That's what it shows me at the same time. Like, you can't rush the process. Like, healing it's gonna take its time, regardless of how you want to look at it or how you want to take it. It's gonna take as long as it needs to take. You know, so it's gonna take you being okay with that. You know, that's a part of the healing too, and that takes time to be okay with how long it takes sometimes to freaking heal. You know, some things are gonna be real intense. So I'm finally okay. You know, I was always in this anxious rush state, like trying to get to the next thing. Like, I need to heal. I need to get past this. You know, like, it's not always wrong to not be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
You know, like, that happens, bro. Like, we all go through shit. Life is tough, man. But definitely don't try to rush your process. You know, you gotta let it take its course. That's what my journey's showed me. Even though I've had a lot of success in quantum leaping my experiences, and it's taught that I could do some cool stuff with my mind. But yeah, you can't. There's certain things you can't rush. You know, like.
Yeah, definitely. It's the truth, man. You know, some things need to happen at a certain time. Mm-hmm. You know, and I feel everything does happen when it needs to. You know, and so, yeah. It's got to go with the flow sometimes.
Exactly, bro. You know,
Want to take the shot?
Yeah, I'm down. I don't know what it is with humans, but we always feel like we need to fix something. Like, even when something's not wrong, we always feel like we need to make it better or something. Like, we always have to have our hand in it, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been trying to get away from that. All right.
Just be grateful for what you have, huh?
Yeah, man. And this shot is to greatness.
Yeah.
To more greatness to come.
Evermore.
Like, I'm all for, like, progress, right? In the sense that contentment can hold you back. But it's not wrong to be content, you know. But it's also not wrong to want to progress and want to better things. So it's like a weird area that I'm in now of trying to, like, just be natural, you know? Because, like, it's natural for us to want to put our hand in things, right? Like, we want to do that for some reason. It's
so
natural.
We can know, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's like...
So we know the stove's actually hot?
Yeah, you know, like, or... I'm speaking, I guess, in the sense of, like... improving, like how people are always constantly trying to make the internet better, or, you know, make freaking phones better and stuff like that, you know? Like, we don't necessarily need it, but... I mean... it's natural for us to want to do that for some reason. And, you know, regardless we don't need it or not, I guess we shouldn't not create, you know, better stuff, because that's natural for us to want to, you know, improve on things. So I'm trying to, like, just find where the line is supposed to be drawn, you know, like, where it's like, where is it the point that you're, like, molding it like clay rather than letting it come of its own, you know, naturally. So, like, a lot of people, I do this a lot too, where you try to make stuff your own. You know what I'm saying? And I believe you could do that with, like, objects and stuff like that, but people, they'll take it too far too, and they'll, like, possess people, you know, and try to, like, get in the sense of, like, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, okay? Where you got Ego, and he's trying to make everything Ego. He's trying to make everything him. All the planets, everything him. That's the idea that I see it as all the time. And that's how people are. Literally, like, we're literally like that. We're literally trying to make everyone like us, you know, like how we are, you know, rather than letting each other be each other. And we do that with everything. Yeah. Our environment, bro, we make this environment, this is my home. This is going to be according to how I want it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I believe that has a place, yes. But I also believe that we need to learn how to gauge that, you know, and to know when to draw back and not utilize that so much. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Yeah, it's...
So that's where I'm at. I'm, like, in that space of finding that, like, threshold, essentially, you know, of where... Like, yeah, because you have to have your hand in it a little bit, you know, because you have to be there. You know what I'm saying? To create it. But you also want it to be its own, you know? So, like, the experience with another, you know, for instance. So, like, we're here together, right? And I have, like, my hand in the sense of, in this experience is just me talking, you know? Just that's my hand in the experience, and I'm propelling our conversation to where it is now. Like, you know, and you've been giving me feedback and, you know, responding, giving your own input and things like that, you know, and that's how our hands are involved, and there's the intermingling of of our natures. You know what I'm saying? So I guess this just kind of hit me, bro. I'm like, fuck.
No doubt.
And it's like making me, like, think a lot. But good chocolate. But yeah, because if you have your hand in it too much, you'll end up making it just your experience, you know, or how you want it, you know, and then you won't get it to the where how I've been feeling lately. It's necessary for it to be, because when we're together, we're supposed to create it together, right? Mm-hmm. So it can't just be how I want it, you know, or just how you want it, or whoever's involved, You know, it has to be how we want it together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at, you know, finding that, like, that balance. So we can have that natural, it's like a natural flow, like a flow state between two people. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, at first I was quiet. You know, I was like, I didn't know how to be. You know, so I was like super quiet with a lot of people because I was trying to observe. And I feel like the best way to really do it is you kind of have to get to know the person. You know,
definitely kind of know their, know them, know their boundaries and stuff.
Exactly. If you don't know their extensions, how they reach out, or how they are able to express themselves, then you can't. You can never really expect to truly create great experiences with people. You know, if you don't really think about the other person, like, really.
Yeah.
Honestly, so like, you know, you have to also know yourself a little bit, you know, and look, I guess, you know, just a little bit of conversation skills, or just reading. Reading helps me, like, with the commuting.
Or just to be able to listen, you know.
That too, you know. Like I said, I was just observing for a long time, you know, just trying to, like, take in a lot, you know, because I'm trying to learn different personalities, you know. Once you get into the real world, you're an adult, you start to see there's a lot of personalities out there. You're like, oh shit, bro, I didn't realize, you know. I only seen so many personalities growing up. You know, now I'm like, whoa, bro, especially working at a supermarket, you know, it's a freaking grocery store. You see everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I've thought was the benefit of it too, you know, because you get that, it's kind of like upper hand on the world, you know, because you get to see everything, you know. Even you don't have to be intimately involved with every single person, you know, at the grocery store, but you get to see it, you know, on a surface level, and you get to know what's out there, and you're like, okay, this is interesting. Okay, like, you know, and it gives you that awareness. It gives you the upper hand on awareness, you know, so you can kind of know how to approach different things more than the average person, for sure. The average person who doesn't work with retail or customer service and stuff like that, they aren't gonna know how to deal with certain personalities or certain attitudes and stuff, you know, just because they're not used to it. They've probably never even encountered that, you know. And yeah, that's why I like diversifying myself and just throwing myself in all these different situations, because yeah, you gotta know what's next, bro. You gotta be able to know how to deal with what's next, because if you don't know how to deal with what's next, like, bro, how you gonna move forward, you know?
Yeah, you get stuck, you know, bogged down. It take too long.
You know, and you
gotta be kind of fast with it.
I know one thing, bro. You're, like, very calculated. Okay? Where do you think that came from?
I mean,
who do you think inspired you to be as organized and calculated as you are?
Definitely my grandma, man. You know.
I think you actually have told me that before.
Yeah, you know, she would just, like I said before, she would use like reverse psychology a lot, you know. Like she would you know, like she wouldn't know, but she would know, you know what I mean? Like, so she would, like, you know, have you tell her, you know, and get you to tell it. And yeah, she was, you know, she was meticulous, you know. She seemed like she thought about a lot of things, you know, and it was interesting, you know. And I hung around, grew up with her, you know. She pretty much raised me. So I mean, yeah, it was, you know, it was a lot of what I saw, and so yeah, so. And I mean, we always watch movies and stuff too. So I mean, it was the combination, you know, hanging out there and always watching movies, and you know, we talked about them, and you know, just stuff like that, and really, like, because that's why I really preach, like, the whole idea of, yeah, no, I get, like, entertainment in excess of anything, can be a distraction, can be, get in the way of what you want to do, for your true goals. And that's a fact. But aside from that, it can offer a window to different perspectives, like we talk about, different understandings, different ways of seeing life, of living, that you may not live, but, people do,
Yeah.
And it's an interesting window that you can see through and, kind of experience different experiences.
Yeah, and you get to see a lot of different shit,
Yeah.
stuff you'd probably never even expect in real life, even if it were to never happen, to be able to see that in the sense of a movie or anything gives you that upper hand awareness, bro. Like, that's what it's about, like that's what a lot of martial arts is about just giving you that upper hand awareness. If this were to happen, then you got this skill, and then you learn real time where to apply that. You can apply those same skills in different scenarios and situations. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Through the sparring or whatever, but that's what it is. That's the game, really, is awareness, bro. Is
right. That's life,
Life is, it's all awareness. It's just knowing what's up, knowing what this does or how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, if you have that, you got money, bro.
Knowledge.
Exactly, bro. Straight up.
I was talking to Kevin about this. Well, because, we were talking about, he was saying, like, essentially the whole idea of, like, secret, society and stuff like that it's knowledge, It's like they have the knowledge that, not everybody knows. And maybe everybody does know, but maybe not everybody does, right? So maybe it's like something we know, but it's not mass knowledge. You know what I mean? It's something that they can use to prosper. You know what I mean? And it's, it's something that you need to earn, become a part of, to bear the fruits of. You know what I mean?
It's true. Okay, I don't care what circle you're in. It's going to be facts anywhere. If you want to know certain things, you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Gangs included. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to know how, like, certain things are operating, you have to have certain statuses. Like, I don't really know I don't know the degrees. I'm not gang affiliated or nothing, but, like, it's the same shit everywhere across the board, Like, if you want certain information, certain power, certain strength, you have to just have the position, bro. It's how you position yourself, and what you really intermingle yourself in. And it's like my teacher even, like, he doesn't just give you the real fine detail. Like he doesn't give you everything all at once. He just gives you crumbs, bro. Like, it's crazy. I didn't realize it till, like, recently, really. Like, how much he's just been, like, leaving this breadcrumb trail of just, like, little bits and pieces here. All right, yeah, this little bit of the form. We'll see how far you really make it. Mm-hmm. And the more I push in and progress, the more he gives, He just gives it. He's like, all right, I see. All right, okay. Now that you have that, okay, well, like, see, there's also this. There's also more of this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it comes from your discipline. Like, at least from in the aspect of my martial arts, it came from my discipline. It's coming from my discipline and my, just progression. Just staying consistent, and that's how I've been getting more, But yeah, you have to put in the work, bro. You can't skip the process. Just like we said earlier, there's no, I don't care how fast you want to approach it or how fast you really learn. I'm a quick learner, bro. Like, that's one thing I really learned, especially doing Tai Chi. I'm a quick learner, especially when I put my mind to it. I pick it up quick, bro, and I just do my own thing with it, and I figure it out kind of faster than the average person, because I don't know, when I want to do something, I don't beat around the bush, I try to find the quickest way to do it. I'm like, we gonna get this shit done, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So, like, that's how I approach Tai Chi, but it's all about moving slow. And that's where, like, it was like almost a contradiction, but it also helped me because I've also been picking up a lot, you know? You know, the fact that I want to learn so much makes me pay attention more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It tends to be like my strength, you know, in a sense. Because even though I can't skip the process, I can still pick up on as much as possible, you know. And most people will miss out on a lot because they forget about so much, you know. And I've been there. I've been that person, you know. And I still suffer from that, the freaking just forgetfulness of just like your experiences and like the depth of them. And how much goes into just one moment. Like right here, right now, we're chilling, talking. There's this fucking shot jiggling. You're moving you're shaking your leg. You know what I'm saying? We got the pictures.
The house.
You know what I'm saying? We got the pictures in the background. Like, you know, like I was thinking about this last night when I was sipping wine, bro. I was like, man, this is my moment. You know, like I'm just vibing with myself, drinking some wine. You know, I got these stones right here on top of my bag, just chilling. You know, like these are moments, bro. Like this shit is precious. Every time the moment begins, it's ending already. You know, so like, that's a line from the book I'm reading right now, Conversation with God. Yeah, we've talked about it before. I don't think I've actually mentioned it too much on the podcast, but I'm finally reading the third book. And,
nice,
bro. That shit is intense.
Yeah,
I was like, man, I don't know why I waited so long, but I knew this is the time for me to read it. Definitely. You know, I was like, man, but yeah, every moment, just as it begins, it's already ending. You know, like at no moment, it's all just now. You know, like that moment's already gone. What I just said is already gone. You know what I'm saying? Like that should just boom, boom. You know, like they say, once you realize that, that's when you realize how precious life really is. You know what I'm saying? Like. That's your treasure. Like literally, your treasure is now.
Yeah.
This moment right here. This is our treasure. That's what they call it, right? The present, the gift.
The present.
It's a gift, bro. Literally, it's truly a gift, bro. Like, and you gotta cherish it like that. You really do, because if you don't, it's gonna be gone. And
it's wasted.
You gotta appreciate what you had, you know, and that shit fucking sucks. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
I've done that. I've done enough of that.
There only is ever the now. You know what I mean? We only remember the now, or hope what the now will be. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. This is all there is. It's right here. Wherever you're at, that's literally. That's life, bro. Like,
yeah, right now.
And that's beautiful, you know, truly. Like, wherever you're at. Anybody out there listening? Literally, like, that's beautiful. Just right there with yourself, even if you're just listening to this podcast, whatever you're doing, working out, maybe you're smoking, maybe you're just chilling with us, you know, wherever you're at, that's life and it's beautiful. Like, literally. Like, people forget about that, you know, like you just got to take that in. Like I was talking to one of my friends and she was telling me about like how animals always remind you of that, you know, of like life, the simple things, you know, how beautiful it is, you know, to just chill. You know, like your animal is just freaking always just loving you, you know, like just chilling, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you got animals, you know the feeling, you know, and how my dog can't seem to fucking know when to stop wanting to play, but honestly, he got the right idea. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you know, I don't always have the energy for it. I'm like, bro, just chill. Like, you know, I'm just trying to chill. He has the right idea. You know, he's after life, you know, and I feel like he has a really good grasp on what the meaning of life is, just naturally. Same with my cat. My cat is at peace. My cat is happy, you know, she's always just chilling. And that's her sense of like life, you know, like his is play. Hers is chilling. The same with my dragon, she likes to chill too, you know. But like they don't sit there and look miserable. You know what I'm saying? My dog might seem miserable sometimes when he's in the kennel for too long, you know, and he sees me out here eating, or you know what I'm saying, like he might seem miserable, but he's the only one who kind of gets like that. But even then, he just wants them. He's just begging. He's trying to freaking get in your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my other animals, bro, they're content. Entirely content, bro. And it's like, life is great just to be chilling. Straight up. Like, people think you have to do all this extraordinary stuff, or, you know, this, that, and the other. But honestly, bro, like life is good. Just kind of living like a fucking, what are they called? What are those? What's that house? That something house. It's like a with a B. It's a they're a family. They're a family. They're a fucking
birdhouse.
Nah, bro. The fucking house. It's like the something house. It's a show. It's kind of like Full House, but it's not Full House. Oh man, I was just talking to somebody about it. The Brady Bunch, okay?
Okay, the Brady Bunch.
It's alright to have that kind of lifestyle where you just like go to work, bro, you chill, you know, you kind of have a regular life almost, you know? But you add your own nuances and stuff to it, but like there's nothing wrong with that, bro. Like that shit is fucking peace, bro. Like for me, you know, because like growing up, at first, you know, in our generation, I know for a fact it was definitely like you wanted to be cool, kind of, you know, and there was a lot of these influences. It depends on where you grew up. So if you were in the inner city, the idea of cool was being like a gang member, or being the hardest person, you know, like the 90s style of living. You know how like my older brothers, a lot of them, they grew up in the 90s, so they're tough. You know, you grew up, you had to be tough, you had to be hard. You know what I'm saying? And you had to be down. And in our generation, it started to water down a little bit. I'll say that much. But it was still a thing. You know, you knew the idea, you know, of like gang members, and you know, like real gang members, dudes that were like really about it, you know, and dudes that are really living this like gang life, who are really saw as fucking the hardest and the coolest in the hood, you know, because we grew up in the hood, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you knew what that was, you know. So everybody had a sense of that, and some people would strive to be that. I was included in that, you know, trying to be like that cool motherfucker, you know, like I try to be a bad motherfucker, you know, in the neighborhood, you know, just trying to be tough, you know, and I thought I had a better sense of it than more people, or whatever, however I wanted to think of it at the time, you know, but like it's like each fuck, I kind of forget where I was going with that. Damn, where was I going with that? I had a fucking point to make. It's one of those things that's hard to think about because you get lost in it. It's like freaking... It's like glory days kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I would be like, oh, yeah, I did this, I did that, you know, like you know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. And it brings that vibe, and it makes it like you get lost in that shit, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Well... Yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff out there. And, you know, when we grew up in a different time, it is interesting to see, you know, how people are growing up now. You know, technology is, you know, a lot heavier. You know, I mean, it came out as we were going up, you know.
Exactly.
But these days, technology is like everything.
Bro.
Kids are you know,
Kids are
it's the
technology.
babysitter, you know? Yeah.
Straight up, bro. It's the babysitter.
I mean, it used to be the TV for us, you know, and I mean, I guess, you know, it's probably not the best thing either, but it's like, you know, it's different, you know, now. It's pretty much the internet, you know.
Yeah, my brother stays on the internet. I mean, he's a super intelligent individual already, as he is, you know, but I remember when he was like 3, 4, I was like, why are you watching this weird ass shit, bro? Like, he'd be watching this stupidest shit, bro, like just of babies doing some weird shit. And I'm like, what are you watching?
Yeah, dude, it's a trippy shit out there. It's
like, dang, people out here making YouTube videos,
making millions
of dollars out here.
Oh shit!
That's why I do the podcast. It couldn't have been a bad idea. Hey, motherfuckers out there making millions off of nonsense, bro. Like,
yeah, it wouldn't be too bad an idea, huh?
Straight up,
man. Yeah, no, there's some crazy shit out there. Oh, you want to take this?
Yeah. I did have a point to make, but I completely fucking spaced it out at this point.
Life's a trip. I think that's the point.
Indeed. Yeah, truth. I mean, if it's a point, it'll come back. Are you reading anything interesting right now?
I'm in between books. I'm just kidding. No, I'm on Halo, but I just haven't read it like a month now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Memories fade and shit, and you kind of lose the vibe of where you're at, and then sometimes you even...
Yeah, caught up on this game, you know, playing, reading other things, you know, to come along the way. I'm back on Cyberpunk.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really good one.
Have you heard of Astro World?
Astral World?
Astro World.
Astro World. No, I can't say.
Okay, so it's like a PS5 game, I think. I think it's like new to and it's only on PS5. Mm-hmm. My brother has a PS5 now. So he plays it. It's pretty tight. He goes into all these different like pixelated worlds and shit and fucking does these crazy adventures. It's kind of like a modern day Mario. You know, new style, totally different stories, you know, different characters and everything, you know, but that's what it reminds me of. It's like how Mario used to be.
I think I might know about it, yeah.
It's pretty tight. I love the graphics. The graphics are dope, you know, like they're... Especially if you were tripping, like you tripping playing this game, like, dude, I was like, oh shit, this is lit. Or just being a kid. When you're a kid, like, life is lit, bro. Like, I don't know, man. You don't see life like how you did when you were a kid when you grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different.
You know, it's weird because I have these moments where I remember, you know, when I was a kid.
Your childhood, right?
And it's like I remember looking at, you know, like my house or my street or, you know, thinking in a certain way, and it's like, wow, you know, just thinking about it now, how I think now, and it's like, wow.
And think about then, and then you're just like, dang, how far you've come.
Yeah, it's like, what a trip, you know?
Yeah, it's insane. I be thinking about that all the time, you know, that's why I like to go. So I do this thing where I visit a lot of places that hold a lot of memories for me. So like I'll go to Sunken Gardens, for instance, sometimes, you know, because I have a lot of good memories there, you know, and I'll think about them and just reminisce. I'm the type of person I like to remember things, you know, like I go to my childhood, my first house that we lived at, that was real memorable for me, you know, and I chill at the park. You know, like I've been walking my dog at the park that I used to go to, you know, that I grew up playing at. That we used to fucking tag up and graffiti on the fucking slides and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go over there and I chill now, and it's super nice over there now. It's like it's totally remodeled and everything. The park and everything. It's beautiful over there now. But yeah, I've been walking my dog over there. He loves it over there too, and you know, I like to go, and I feel like, so in shamanism they talk about how whenever you have experiences, real emotionally charged experiences especially, you'll leave a part of yourself inside those experiences. And there's a thing in shamanism called soul retrieval. It's to receive, so you can bring back the parts of yourself, because you're leaving bits and pieces of yourself all over the place. So you're kind of scattered in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So the idea of soul retrieval is to bring yourself back to yourself from all these places that you've been scattering yourself into, throughout your life. And that really stuck with me, because I dealt with a lot of memory issues, forgetfulness, and through this process of like revisiting, these experiences where I'm like at my old places, I have experienced a lot of healing, just letting it come back to me, just letting it flow, experiencing it, making new experiences at that, is the real healing. That's the next step, when it comes back it could be painful sometimes or whatever, but when you're making new experiences, that's when you're healing, truly. When you're like able to laugh and, really experience, like see something different. That's when you're healing, truly. That's how I've been able to see it. Like the last time I was there, we made a friend at that freaking, it's right. All right. So it's like right by the Platte River on Evans and kind of like Evans, Santa Fe area. You know where the Platte River is at right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's parks on both sides of Evans. But the park that I grew up on was on the south side of Evans. So I grew up on Galapagos Street. Funny, right? Back in the day, like when I was like 6 years old, even before that, but that's when we moved. I was like 5, 6, 7, almost. Oh, 7 actually. I turned 7 there, and then we moved. I lived with my grandma for a while. Lincoln Street. That was another house. But I've been on this thing where I keep visiting that place right now. I don't know what it is about I think my idea of Galapagos Street, when I lived there, when I was a kid, 6 years old, we were happy. We were a true family, So like, I've been trying to really capture a sense of that again, like a feeling of that, because I kind of forgot about family, what that feels like. So I go there to rekindle that, to feel that love again, and to feel, even if it's through memories, that's all I really have, honestly. But like, so what? Like that's really, that means a lot to me. I'm like, that's all I have, is my memory of it. But it's okay, and that maybe I could create that again. That's my idea. Maybe I could create something different, a sense of family, something different. You know what I'm saying? Which I've been trying. I've been doing. My brothers. I'm trying to help them. I'm trying to bring us back together so we could do better in that area of life. And I try to gather as much as I can from everywhere, bro. Because honestly, we're all out here, right? And none of us really know what the fuck we're doing. We're all just winging it. I'll tell you that much. Like, some people, they have some information, whatever the fuck you want, but there's always going to be that one thing that stumps you, that you don't know how to get past. No matter who you are, I don't care. You're always going to encounter something that's like, dang, man, how can I get past this? Like, how can I overcome this? Or what is this? It's something that breaks you down to the point to where you almost think you can't even get past it. I think everybody has to experience something like that, and that's when you start to really experience true breakthrough, and growth. That's what I've been experiencing, like this past year for sure, Because, like, for a long time, I kind of did. Like my brothers, he would tell me, he's like, you really think you got it all figured out? And I never really thought I did. I'll really tell you that. I never thought I had it all figured out. I truly know there's always something to learn. You know, and I don't really think I got it all figured out. But I remember I guess in a sense I kind of was walking like that. You know, like I had it all figured out. You know, and that was like a year and a half, 2 years ago. My brother told me that. He's like, you think you got it all figured out? You know, because I had my own place and you know I was living life. You know, you know, whatever. I was living my life and I was trying to share it with people. And in a sense, I kind of felt like that, yeah. But I never really thought that. I never really tried to, like, think of myself like that, you know. But I kind of thought I did. And then now, this past year, I've encountered a lot of different experiences, right, where I really didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like where you're just like, what do I do? You know, like, how do I help? Like for instance, for me, it was helping people. How do I help this person? So I think that's my brother. Like, how do I help this person? How do I truly help this person? It would stump me for hours, bro. You're good, bro. Just chill. But it would stump me for hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then came the time my mom passed. How do you deal with that? I don't know. I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this past year has really brought me to that, you know, that the extent of myself, like where I'm at, I'm like, dang, man. And that's growth. That's where I feel real growth is. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I'm at. I'm like, but it's hurting. It's hurting, right? So, like, I have this poem. It's called Growing Pains. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. But I made a poem. Okay. I've been on this weird tip for a long time. I've been explaining it, and now I kind of... All right, so for me... For instance, this is what gave me the first light on the fact of like emotional growing pain, you know, in life, where you're really growing internally, you know, like it's not like your bones, it's not like your body. It's actually even worse, honestly. I'll tell you that much. It's kind of like, it feels a little worse because it's painful, but on a different level, bro. It's not like physical pain that you know is gonna pass soon. You can kind of gauge the idea of when your physical pain is gonna pass. I can, at least. I'm like, yeah, it's just gonna be cool. I'll be cool like by tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So like, but nah. When it comes to like emotional, mental, internal pain, bro, that shit is intense. Like, that shit's hard to get through. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's on a whole different level. It really is. It's like, it's almost not tangible in a sense, other than it's inside yourself. Because you could share emotions with people, right? But they don't feel how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Truly. Because we're all unique to our own. So like, I lost my mom. That doesn't affect you. Like, even though I'm your boy, you know what I'm saying? Like you do feel a sense of that. Like, damn, my boy lost his mom. It's not the same for you. You know what I'm saying? It truly, it's really not. It's not the same.
Yeah.
You know, so like, it's weird to experience your own sense of that. You know, and like to grow up, like now I'm like getting to the points where I'm like, man, I'm really growing up. Like I said, I went to Ronald's and I seen it, bro, and I was like, damn, Ronald's growing up, bro. It's like, man, he's taking care of his family, you know, he's doing all this stuff, and he's really fucking growing up. Bro, that shit blew my mind. I was like, damn, this is life now. You know, this is where life is, you know, like, I'm at the end of these past couple years where I've been going through this sense of growing pains internally, you know, and I'm like finally feeling like I'm growing up. You know, I'm like, dang. This is crazy, bro. I don't know how people before me have done it. I really don't, truly. It's like my teacher, he's like 64 years old. He's been doing it for years, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, man. You know, especially after my mom died, once I realized, that's what really opened my eyes about life. My mom lived her life, literally. She lived already. She's gone. You know what I'm saying? She's gone. She lived already. The extent of her life. I'm like, damn. That's like life is like, I'm like, then that's all I have of her, you know, is just whatever her extent of her life was for me. You know, I was only in her life for freaking the past like 20 something years. You know what I'm saying? But she lived before that. So it made me really see my mom in a different light. I was like, man, my mom deserved a lot more respect than I really gave her, you know. You know, the fact that she's 50, bro, you know, and I always felt like I lived and experienced something, you know, and I would be like trying to impose that in our arguments and stuff, be like, oh, well, I go through this, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, honestly, it didn't even amount to what she experienced. I didn't realize that, bro, until she passed. So, like, now I think about it. The older generations who lived before us, I'm like, dang, they've been doing it, bro. For generations, for decades. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow. And that's why I love watching movies like Riddick, like I was telling you. Because, like, what would you do if you were in a point where you had to just survive, you know, like on Lost Planet or some shit, you know? It really it really puts you to the extent of yourself. Where would you be? You know, maybe not like how this past couple years have been for me. You know, it put me to the extent of myself internally. That's where I was at. Like that's how like Riddick was with him. You know, it was literally for him. You know, mine was more like metaphor and stuff, and more internal and like mental, you know, extents. But like his was physical and external. But like that was like, you know, that type of thought process really, that's development. You know, that's progression. I feel like, you know, for you, you know, and that's what life is really about. It's development, truly. That's what I've been feeling lately.
Most definitely.
What do you think? Now, all right, I've been talking too much. I've been fucking talking way too much. What do you think? What is life about to you?
You know, it's about experience. You know, it's about living it up. And yeah, just getting out there. You know, seeing it, seeing the world, doing what you want. You know, doing what you love. You know, if you have a passion, pursue it. You know, I mean, I think it's just it's all about the experience. You know, about you doing, you know, what it is you want. Because, you know, there's so many lives out there. You know what I mean? Why not do what you want? You know?
Yeah.
You know, you can make it happen. I mean, you just gotta, you know, figure it out. Be strategic.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah, believe in yourself. You know,
Straight up. Like,
no one else is, people will, but, you got to believe in yourself, otherwise no one else is going to.
Yeah, you'll shake. If you don't believe in yourself, you'll break. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. It's truth. And
yeah.
The only thing that's kept me going ever in any of my journeys, whether I was fucking getting on stage or even just trying to get through the past couple of days, is me believing in myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely.
I had to believe in myself to get up there on that stage, to be like, oh, I could do this. Even when I feel like nobody's listening, you see that person laughing, or they're like in their own world. You could tell people ain't listening. When you see that and you're on stage, it kind of breaks your heart sometimes, because then they're not vibing with your music so much, and you're like, but you got to believe in yourself, regardless. So you got to keep doing it, and it's just like,
yeah, you got 15 minutes. Go.
Straight up, bro. Like, do your thing. Like,
yeah, it is what it is. It is what it's gonna be. Haters gonna hate. So.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So.
I like in the show The Mandalorian. There was this one saying. It was like, one does not speak unless one knows. And I mean that's what I try to live by. You know what I mean? And I mean it's something that we all got to do. We got to live. And yeah, it's best to speak on what you know. And there's only one way to know. It's by living it and doing it. Seeing for yourself sometimes.
Exactly, bro. It's life.
Yeah, it's the trip.
The journey, the experience.
Yeah. We'll wrap it there.
What is that at? What is that? 50 something?
107.
Oh dang! Really? Dang! I didn't realize it.
Yeah, it's been a little time.
I guess we've been talking for a while. Hold on, wait. 129.
A good little combo.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, man, it's an experience, and I mean everyone has their opinion, their point of view,
Exactly.
But you got to get out there, and just see it and live it, but let others live too, let others, take in their experience. I mean, express yourself and love those you love and guide them, but let them be sometimes.
Yeah. And come live it with us sometime. You never know. You come join us on the podcast.
Yeah. Jump in the Seqta.
The Seqta.
We're waiting.
We're going deep.
Yeah. Because, we love to have people on. Mm-hmm. So, we'll call it here. Thank y'all for watching. Like, share, subscribe.
Much love.
Yeah.
Peace. Until next time. Watch Riddick.
Watch The Mandalorian.
Hey, I know I have to watch that one. I gotta catch up there.